Hi, I'm Farisha. I will briefly explain about the background of IKEA for its core business and its main goals. IKEA is a multinational home furnishing company that originated in Sweden and was founded in 1943. Over the years, IKEA has grown into one of the world's largest furniture retailers, operating across Europe, Asia, the Americas, and also Oceania. IKEA uses a franchising business model where Inter-IKEA System BV manage the global brand and the product development, while local franchise partners manage retail operation. Meanwhile, in Malaysia, IKEA is operated by Ikano Retail, which is part of the Ikano Group that is a long-term strategic partner of IKEA. This structure allows IKEA Malaysia to benefit from global expertise and brand consistency, while still adapting to local consumer preference and market conditions. Moving on to its core business, IKEA Malaysia focus on retailing ready-to-assemble home furnishing such as sofas, beds, kitchen system, storage solutions, lighting, and home accessories. IKEA's main strategy is to offer well-designed, functional, and modern products that is affordable price. This is achieved through flat pack packaging, global sourcing, and customer self-assembly, which help reduce costs. In addition, IKEA Malaysia provides services such as interior design consultancy, business-to-business furnishing solutions, and food beverages services. The company also adopts with an omni-channel strategy by combining physical stores with online shopping and delivery services. Moreover, IKEA's main goal is guided by its mission to create a better everyday life for many people. The company focuses on affordability, sustainability, and long-term financial stability. IKEA aims to keep price low, reduce environmental impact, and maintain steady business performance. In conclusion, IKEA Malaysia combines global strength with local adaptation to provide affordable and sustainable
Next, I will
solutions.
explain IKEA's international strategy, its expansion plans, and the risks involved. First, let's look at IKEA international business strategy. IKEA uses a franchise-based model where in Malaysia it is operated by Ikano Retails. This allows IKEA to expand internationally while reducing the operational risk. At the same time, IKEA follow the global standardization, meaning the brand, store layout, and product concept remain consistent worldwide. However, it also makes local adaptation to suit Malaysia consumer preference such as product range and pricing. IKEA expands through large physical stores supported by online platform and efficient supply chain, which help to keep costs low and operations smooth. Next, I will talk about the key risks and uncertainty. Economically, IKEA faces risks such as inflation, exchange rate fluctuations, and rising costs, which can affect pricing and profit margins. Politically and legally, changes in trade policies, labor laws, and import regulation may impact the operation in different countries. There are also cultural risks because consumer preference and lifestyle difference across the market, which may affect the product demand. Lastly, from an environmental perspective, IKEA must comply with the sustainability regulation and manage the potential supply chain disruptions. Finally, in terms of future expansion and plans, IKEA is targeting countries such as Vietnam, Peru, Brazil, and Luxembourg. These markets are attractive due to the population growth, increasing urbanization, and rising middle class demand, which creates opportunity for long-term growth. Overall, IKEA's strong global strategy supports the expansion, but careful risk management is needed to remain competitive internationally.
I will be discussing IKEA's global export, operation, and the key economic and business factors that influence its performance across international markets. IKEA export and sell its products in multiple regions around the world, including Europe, Asia, North America, and the Middle East. Major markets include countries such as Germany, China, the United States, Malaysia, India, and the United Arab Emirates. While this global presence creates growth opportunities, it also exposes IKEA to several external challenges. First, exchange rate fluctuation. It is because IKEA operates in many countries using different currency. Changes in exchange rate directly affect product prices and profits. When a local currency weakens, IKEA's products become more expensive for consumers, which can reduce the demand. On the other hand, favorable exchange rate can improve competitiveness and increase profit. Second, trade policies and tariff. Export tariff and trade restoration increase the cost of exporting products. Higher tariff may force IKEA to raise prices and accept the lower profit margins. This can reduce price competitiveness, especially in cost-sensitive market where the customer compare price closely. Third, global supply chain disruption. Events such as pandemic, geopolitical tensions, and natural disaster can disrupt IKEA's global supply chain. This disruption causes production delays, inventory shortage, and a higher operational cost, making it difficult to meet customer demand on time. Fourth, transportation and logistic costs. Rising food prices and shipping costs increase IKEA distribution expenses. Since IKEA relies heavily on efficient logistics to maintain low prices, higher transportation costs can reduce export efficiency and overall profitability. Fifth, consumer income and demand condition. Economic factors such as inflation, rising interest rate, and the economic slowdown reduce consumers' purchasing power. As a furniture is often considered a non-essential purchase, demand may decline during difficult economic periods. And finally, sustainability and environmental regulations. Stricter environmental regulations increase production and compliance costs. However, IKEA's strong focus on sustainability also enhances its brand image and support long-term growth by meeting consumer expectations and regulatory requirements.
As a multinational corporation with extensive global operation, IKEA makes substantial use of the foreign exchange market to support its day-to-day business activities. IKEA earns revenue and incurs costs in a wide range of currency due to its geographically diversified operation. For example, sales revenue are generated in local currency such as the euro, US dollar, Chinese yuan, and Japanese yen, while a significant portion of its sourcing and production costs may be denominated in other currency. Consequently, the foreign exchange market is essential for converting foreign currency receipt into functional or reporting currency and for settling international transactions. IKEA earning revenue and covering costs in multiple currency, but fluctuation in exchange rate can affect the company's profitability. So, IKEA uses hedging tools like forward contract to manage this risk. By doing so, IKEA can protect its profit margins, maintain competitive pricing, and stabilize its overall financial performance, showing that the foreign exchange market is not just a medium of exchange, but a valuable risk management tool for large multinational corporations. IKEA has a unique ownership and financial structure that make it different from most multinational corporations. Unlike other companies, IKEA does not list its share on stock exchange because the entire IKEA group owns the brand and intellectual property, while the Inca group runs most of the stores globally. A foundation oversees this setup to ensure long-term stability, independence, and adherence to the company founding principle, rather than focusing on short-term shareholder profit. Even though IKEA does not issue public shares, it still participates in global financial market by issuing bonds and obtaining loans in various currencies. This structure allows IKEA to maintain control, achieve financial flexibility, focus on sustainable growth, and continue offering consumers around the world affordable, useful, and well-designed home furnishing, demonstrating that a company can be profitable while staying private and socially responsible.
Next, I will explain how changes in exchange rates affect IKEA performance. IKEA is a multinational company that operates in many countries. Because of this, IKEA uses different currencies in its daily business, which exposes the company to foreign exchange risks. First, I will talk about the main currency used by IKEA. IKEA mainly uses the euro, Swedish krona, US dollar, and Chinese yuan. The euro is important because IKEA has many stores and business operations across Europe. The Swedish krona is used because IKEA originated from Sweden and still has strategic operations there. The US dollar is mainly used for international trade, especially for purchasing raw materials, shipping, and logistics. And last, the Chinese yuan is used to pay suppliers and manufacturers in China. Because IKEA earns revenue and pay costs in different countries, changes in exchange rates can directly affect the company's financial performance. Now, I will explain the impact of exchange rate changes. Over the past year, the US dollar has strengthened, which increases IKEA operation costs. This is because many raw materials and transportation services are priced in US dollar. When the US dollar becomes stronger, IKEA has to pay more in local currencies, which increases expenses. In addition, fluctuation in the Chinese yuan also affect the cost of paying suppliers in Asia. In terms of revenue, IKEA earns sales in mainly local currency. When this currency weakens, the value of revenue becomes lower when converted into the reporting currency, even if sales value remains the same. Although a weaker Swedish krona can improve IKEA price competitiveness in international market, higher sourcing and logistics costs may reduce profit margin.
Three types of method financing. First, letter of credit. IKEA can use letter of credit or LCs in international trade to secure imports, and LC guarantees payment to the exporter through a bank, reducing payment risk. At the same time, IKEA is protected as payment is made only after shipment conditions are met, helping to prevent fraud and non-delivery. Second, open account terms. Open account terms allow the seller to ship goods first and receive payment later, usually within 30 to 90 days. This benefits IKEA by improving cash flow and reducing cost, as no bank guarantee is involved. However, it is riskier for the seller due to possible late or non-payment, making it suitable only when there is a strong trust between both parties. Documentary collection. Documentary collection involves the exporter's bank sending shipping documents to IKEA's bank, where payment or acceptance is required before the documents are released. It is cheaper and simpler than a letter of credit, but riskier due to the absence of a bank guarantee, making it suitable only when there are mutual trust and stable economic conditions. Two types of method that IKEA should use for their international trade financing is first, supply chain financing or reverse factoring. IKEA should adopt this method to improve their working capital management. After the supplier delivers goods and issue an invoice, the bank pays the supplier early once IKEA approves it, while IKEA pays the bank later. This benefits both parties by reducing supplier payment risk and improving IKEA's cash flow and strengthening supplier relationships. Second, advance payment. IKEA can use advance payment for selected transactions. Although it is riskier as payment is made before shipment, it secures exporters and allows IKEA to obtain discounts and priority support. Given IKEA's strong financial position and long-term supplier relationships, this method is suitable for sourcing critical or customized goods.